Today we're taking a look at this monstrosity of a lightsaber from the Ahsoka series. This is Marrok. Let's get at it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. So today we're taking a look at a very interesting new character from the Ahsoka series. Marrok had a very weird introduction into the Star Wars world. Everybody had a theory. He's Starkiller, he's Ezra. It felt like every episode somebody had a different theory about him. However, I did not see him being a green gas fart in the wind. The exciting thing is that the Ahsoka series gave us new characters to really love. We had Baylan, we have Shin, we have this character, Marrok, which I also have the pop figure for, and I ordered the Hot Toys 1/6 scale figure, simply because he was an awesome looking character. I loved the cape, I loved the armor, I loved the way he moved, and I do honestly wish we got more story from him. But maybe one day we will get a little bit more backstory on Marrok. Maybe we'll see him come back in season 2 of Ahsoka. Now, when I first got this lightsaber in, it was a little overwhelming because it is, or at least it feels, ginormous, right? It's not like the older Inquisitor that I have. It's much, much smaller, which I do believe was based on the Rebel show. This thing is just, it's huge.
That's what she said.
So before we dig into this lightsaber, if you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by the channel I hang out. Please drop down and help the YouTube algorithm by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. Let's dig into this unboxing. Now, the first thing I want to do is thank ArtSabers so much for sending this on over for everybody to check out. I'll put a direct link and a discount code for you down in the description if you want to check this out and all the other lightsabers that they have on their website. It almost feels like that should be the perfect size for your hand, but it is much larger. So let's dig into this and check this out. Now, this comes really nicely packed in this beautiful foam cardboard box here. Everything you need. It actually has multiple blade plugs, so I'll show you all of these here. So it's really interesting that it came with 2 different type of blade plugs. I don't think I've seen any lightsaber come with multiple blade plugs before. Now, like I was saying, this thing is huge, all right? So here is everything that it comes with. We have a nice acrylic stand. We have our green Allen wrench. We do have our full manual. This is a XENO V3, so you'll be able to control this with your app. In this little black box here, we do have all of our needed accessories. We have our USB-C charging cable, and I'll show you where that goes because it's a little hidden, and if you're not really looking for it, you might miss it. Then we have a couple sets of Allen wrenches and retention screws, and we have our USB drive right over here. And it does come with 2 pixel blades. I'm using 28-inch blades here. Now, this is a little interesting. It comes with 2 different types of blade plugs. We have those typical turbines, which are actually NeoPixel. I'll be honest with you, that does look kind of cool. I don't think I'll use it, but it does look kind of cool. But honestly, I do think I'm going to be going with these blade plugs. I just like these a lot better. Now, looking for the charging port, because there is a charging port on here. It is kind of hidden in the design a little bit, and you'll see it right there. That is the charging port, and it is on the body. But you have to remove this little rubber piece here to expose the USB-C right there, which is really cool because you don't have to pull this thing apart because it is a little bit of a pain in the ass to pull apart, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I feel this is designed really, really well. Everything is very hidden on here. So you had the USB-C port that's right there. And if you wanna access your SD card, I'm gonna show you where that is. Right on the middle of the hilt, you're gonna take a couple of these little screws out, okay? And as soon as that is out, you'll just be able to pull off this little compartment here, and right under there, see if I can get that in focus, right under there is your SD card. So it's designed really well that it just has this little hatch there on the side and the USB-C charging port right on the side there as well. Now, you may not even notice much of the sound vents, but the sound vents are also designed right into this kind of grill area. So, you know, unfortunately, you're gonna have your hand there probably most of the time, so it does tend to muffle down a little bit. But in all honesty, it's not a big deal. This is the power button right here, is this gold trigger. And you tend to have your hand just over the sound vents for the most part. So it doesn't really get much in the way there. It's just if you happen to hold it here, you will notice that it does get a little muffled. Now, giving the full scope of size of this thing, it does have some weight to it. Just about 21 inches. It's 20 3/4 inches long, and width-wise, we're looking at 14.5 inches wide. So it is pretty big. I mean, you can see that. Now, just as a quick comparison to a past version of an Inquisitor lightsaber that we reviewed, I mean, look at the difference here. It is significantly larger. And let's toss this on the scale. Okay, I do believe this is the heaviest lightsaber you may ever own. We are looking at 3 pounds, 2.5 ounces, or 1,432 grams. This thing is hefty. It is the heaviest saber I've ever put my hands on. And honestly, if you don't have the shoulder and arm strength for this thing, it is going to be a pain in the butt to swing around, especially with the blades, you know, added on there. But let me tell you, this thing is going to be a beautiful display piece and something to just kind of twirl around and have fun with. So do plan on getting a workout if you're gonna wield this thing around your backyard or anything. So this is gonna fall in at $649 at the filming of this video. And honestly, I do suggest going with smaller blades because these things can get to well over 6.5 feet tall with 36-inch blades. So as always, the first thing I'm gonna do is connect to my saber and I'm gonna double check to make sure that the firmware and software and everything is all up to date. So I'm gonna go to the last tab here, click into our saber. Oh, look, so we are up to date, 1.2.5. And the next thing I'm gonna do is go in there and set my blade sizes and turn on countdown. So you've seen the XENO app on the channel many times, so I'm not gonna do a full walkthrough. I have plenty of XENO videos out there. But just a quick overview, we have our power, we have our battery power that's left, volume, font select, all of our different effects to audition right down there. We have different color palettes we can flip through. Let's go to our color and change to red. Go there. Now you can really dial everything in down here at the bottom. So let's go to 100% red, which is 255, and we're gonna turn off the green and blue down to 0. Now, next is let's go to my blade sizes here. So because these are 28-inch blades, I wanna make sure that I am completely set correctly for this blade size. So we're gonna adjust our main blade length until the tip is the only thing not lit. Okay, so there we go. Now we're gonna get that up to just over here at the tip to make sure that we are sized correctly. So 95 is too short. All right, let's stay with 100, and it looks like 101, but whatever. Now, what that's gonna do is make sure that all of the effects in the blade sit in all the right spots, such as your tip drag. Now, many of you have messaged me about you can hear the tip drag effect, but you're not seeing it, and that's because, usually, that your size is wrong. You got yourself a 32-inch blade, but these come defaulted at 36-inch. So what's happening is that your blade effect is over here, past your blade. So you want to make sure that you size it down to your 32-inch or 28-inch, whatever it is that you happen to get, or you're not going to see that effect all the way at the end. Now, that's also going to affect where the effects fall. All right, so if you go into here, all right, and you turn this down, this is actually just going to turn down your color of the blade itself, right? But you're going to be able to see the effects really well. So this is a great way of telling how your blade is set. All right, so you can go to your tip drag and you can see perfectly like this that we're lined up correctly. The other effect as well is your blade lockup should be centered right there. Should be centered. So if those things aren't set up correctly, these effects will fall in all the wrong places. Now the next thing I do is go into the second tab and I turn on countdown. Now that is to assist you in the manual use of the menu on the hilt itself without having to use the app. The app can be very slow if you've got to pull it out, you've got to reconnect it. A lot of people have connection problems with the Bluetooth. It is a very, very useful tool to have an app to be able to set everything, but you're not going to sit there and fiddle around with the app just to use your lightsaber. So do make sure you learn everything on the hilt. It's going to make life so much easier, trust me. Now, all right, let's give this thing a go. Now, you can use this as a single-bladed lightsaber. Just pull out your blade from the other side, and you've got a single lightsaber here, which is a lot easier, believe it or not, to wield around. I do wish these flaps were a bit tighter. They do kind of close a little bit if you're kind of twisting things around, you can see. So that's the only thing. I do wish that these were a little bit tighter. So with the trigger facing up, you can twist on and off. And if you flip it on upside down with the trigger at the bottom, you can flip through your fonts.
The Dark Empress, the Sun, the Third Hunter, the Master.
It's going to take me quite some time to get acclimated to something like this. It's a little tricky with the ring and the button being there, trying to figure out how to, do things. I actually close it down a little bit. I am exhausted. I'm not even sure if I'm going to need a workout today, just from swinging this thing around for like 10 minutes. But like I was saying, learn everything on the hilt itself. When we turned on that countdown on the app, it allowed us to get a beep to tell us where we are in the menu. So one beep is our volume.
Volume low. Volume high.
Then we have our two beeps.
Steady.
This is our blade style. Then we have our three beeps, which is our ignition styles.
Broken ignition. Photon ignition.
And we could even do all of our color changing on here. There's two ways. You can go counterclockwise or clockwise. All right, so you're gonna hold our button and give a twist.
Color change.
All right, that's gonna put us into the quick color mode where it's just gonna kind of bang through more solid colors. Or you can do more of that full spectrum kind of thing where you're gonna twist it clockwise. All right, hold your button.
Color change.
All right, and you can actually twist. So let's see if we can find a red, there we go. And you're just gonna click your button in to set it in. All right, my friends, that is it. This is the XENO V3 Marrok lightsaber from ArtSabers. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll put a direct link and discount code for you down in the description. And while you're down there, don't forget to help out the YouTube algorithm. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button for all the upcoming videos for lightsabers and figure reviews. I will see you all in the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. See ya.